My next guest traveled over 27,000 miles and interviewed more than 300 Trump voters in 10 swing counties to discover what was behind the historic 2016 election. Joining me now, the co-authors of the new book, The Great Revolt, Inside the Populist Coalition, Reshaping American Politics, Brad Todd and Selena Zito.
How are you doing?
Good to see both of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the book. I think it's a really important contribution to our debate. Selena, let's start with you. Just tell us, what did you mainly learn?
Well, one of the most important things that I learned is that this is a very aspirational group of people, and their influence in our country go well beyond the ballot box. So you aren't just feeling the pressure from them in who people voted for in the election in 2016, but also you see influences in commerce, in how we spend our money, and how we watch television, and how we view things like sport. And they're a culture and a coalition that is demanding respect from the people outside of Main Street where they live. And one of the most important things is this is a coalition and a movement that is we're still not hearing what it has to say. And I think that is an important thing to consider when we're looking ahead, not just in politics, but in everything in our society.
Brad, I just wanted to ask you whether what you make of the arguments we've been hearing lately that actually, despite what a lot of people assumed, that the Trump vote and this movement was driven, this populist movement was driven primarily by economics, some of the sorts of things that Ian was talking about earlier about globalism and its impact, that actually it's a lot about culture and white men not liking the fact that women have jobs and minorities are getting their sway in the culture. We've seen that kind of critique coming in lately. What do you make of that?
I think that's another example of the elites on the coast and the elites in the media not getting it. They didn't get the outcome they expected. They didn't get the outcome they wanted, so they have to decide to attack the character and the motives of the people who deliver the outcome. But Donald Trump wasn't the cause of this. He was a result of this. This is a movement that's been coming some time, and it actually is a populist movement that has been impacting other industries. We don't have Sears and Roebuck as the dominant retailer anymore. We all go to Amazon. We want a customized experience. We don't want to outsource our decision-making to far-off, distant powers, and that's really the core of what this movement was.
So, Selena, you said there's more to come from this movement. Just explain that a bit. What do you mean by that?
Well, just as what Brad was talking about, I mean, I think that this coalition stays together for a while. But, as we were both saying, the impact is outside of the ballot box, too. It's, look at the ratings in the NFL. Their numbers have gone down dramatically. They used to have the best brand in the country. Now that brand is weakened. Look at Roseanne. I think that's a sort of perfect example, right? No one in Hollywood would have predicted that was going to happen, that she was going to have those sort of historic numbers. Look at who drove those numbers. It wasn't the New York media market or the Los Angeles media market. It was Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was Cincinnati, Ohio. It was my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. New York and Los Angeles don't even make the top 20. That shows you that these people have more power in commerce than I think that people understand.
That's really interesting. Brad, Selena, thanks so much. That's all we've got time for tonight. Sure. I hope we can keep talking about this. It's such an important issue. Dana, by the way, vouches for the book. She said it's really good. Everyone should go and buy it. Thank you for joining us.